Great morning, what great day, great day, great day. It's me. I think we're on episode 22 or 23, one of the two. But yeah, oh, hi CJ. Just walk in the middle of my video. Um, yeah, so I've been wanting to do this episode. I've kind of been procrastinating on doing it, but I got my new microphone. You guys like it? I love it. I debuted it today, earlier on today's TikTok. So so as you know, a couple of weekends ago, I think it was 2 weekends ago, I got rebaptized. And a lot of people had a couple of questions, and it honestly became a great conversation piece amongst different people who seen it on Instagram, Facebook, some coworkers, and it prompted some great questions and some great dialogue. So, just gonna share some of the feedback with you guys and just some of the discussions. So, I'm a little comfortable today. So I just to kick back a little bit. This is gonna be a pretty comfortable video. So yeah. So we're gonna talk about why I did it, what was it like, and what has it been like. All right. So first, leading up to my decision, like I've been through so many different changes, and a part of me making the decision was based on my relationship. So actually, the main reason is my relationship with God has strongly developed and it's grown. And when I first did it, back when I was like a teenager, I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't like it was just fun to do, kind of sort of like getting baptized. It's like, okay, gonna have a big get together afterwards, eat a bunch of food, get us on the front row of church. Like it was just like an attention seeking thing. So as a kid, don't really didn't really understand it. I knew better, but didn't really understand. So I've been talking about it. Oh my god, 2.5 years now, and this year, actually a couple of months ago, I was like, it just came back up in my head. It was like, all right, Russell, like not only is your 40th birthday coming up in a couple of years, but it was a lot of different things that have taken place this year well, leading into this year that I felt like it was it was time. So between my eye surgery, I actually know plenty of different health things that have taken place since I turned 30, and then to losing my eye and gaining a new and better vision. Um like I kept saying, like, things changed as far as how I could see. And as you guys can see now, I got my eye. So it's just crazy how, not crazy, but kind of how things flew, how, like Rick Ross said, divine order, you know? So it was like, all right, I had so many complications with my eye and so like months of delays, like getting the appointment or scheduling to make the appointment for my eye should took place back in the January, early February, only to have setback after setback after setback, and then finally getting cleared, and then waiting for the appointment, and it was booked for June. Right? It was June 17th. I think it was June 17th. So, leading up to it, it was like, all right, like, okay, sorry, I'm off track. So I'm not even realizing like all these dates are going to coincide how they coincided. So made the plan, and before I even sat there and made the scheduling, got the schedule for my eye, I made the decision. All right, I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to Dallas to, um, going to Dallas, get away, and it's like, all right, cool. So celebrating my bonus mom's birthday, and I was like, all right, I'm going there for this. So I was like, why not go ahead and get baptized again because my church is in Dallas. So I was like, why not go ahead and do it? Because I knew I had no plans. My birthday's on a Sunday this year, and I knew I had no plans of going to Dallas for my birthday. So I was like, all right, just do it now and get it out the way. Now, all these plans are set in motion, not even realizing the date was going to end up being picked for the week before I left for Dallas, right? Because I kept saying, like, to different people, like, I want to get my eye before I see my best friends, which I saw in early June, as you guys saw. And I'm like, all right, well, listen, by this time, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get it then, but I'll have it before I go to Dallas. And I'm like, all right, cool. So go to Dallas, and mind you, get my eye, go to Dallas, I get baptized, right? And leading up to it, it was just so many different challenges, but I knew I was making the right decision for me. And I'm like, all right, God, this is my way of sitting there saying, like, all right, like I'm serious about this. I'm serious about us, you know? And it was kind of like the last time it didn't have the meaning that this time had. Like this time it was like, all right, God, I'm really dedicating myself to you. I'm really wanting to wash off a lot of stuff. The hurt, the pain, the disappointment, the shame. Like I wanted to get all of that off me and let go of a lot. And ironically, because like when I go out of town, I tend to have a little drinky drink. And this time I didn't. Leading up to my baptism, I got a lot of rest, relaxed a lot, and I didn't realize that God was getting me. Mind you, I was in Dallas, and I did a little bit of, I hung out, but it was like I spent a lot of time just like to myself chilling, and in that time, I didn't realize what God was preparing me for now. So leading up to it, mind you, a couple of hiccups along the way, but the enemy didn't want me to make it to that water, and I get why. And it was just amazing because leading up to it, um, leading up to it, and I'm so mad because now I'm thinking about it and I'm losing. I'm not losing, but I'm forgetting exactly what my pastor preached about. Oh, mm, thank you, God. So, when he preached, it was not thy will, but not my will, but thy will. And I think I'm saying that right. So it's like not my will, but God's will. And I understood it was like this is the perfect sermon leading up to it because it was like, all right, God, it's like this is not my life, this is yours. I lived this life, but you chose me. I'm just I'm just a vessel used for your work. And I got that understanding, even to the point of like me not being able to have kids and me like realizing like I'm really okay with just really just being to myself. And it's like, even with those struggles, it's like I understand, like, one of the things being like, all right, I know, like, this gift is going to take me places that I wouldn't be able to go if I had a family, right? And I'm like, all right, God, I'm willing to sit there and say, all right, cool. Like, however you want it to be, that's how it's just going to be. And I'm okay with it. So, I also made the decision before I took that dip that I was going to let go of a lot of things. I had a little bit of frustration leading up to get taking up the steps, but it was like I made the conscious decision to just let a lot of stuff go, let a lot of things be, and not look back to certain things, right? And I'm so grateful because I had a lot of support to get me to the dip, as we like to say. I had a lot of support to get me to the dip, and it was dope. Um, from from Jeremiah being there from beginning to end, from you know riding with mom and dad to church, and just even like leading up to me having to go and change clothes. My BFF Cece sitting there, being I asked her like, "Hey, can you go with me?" And literally, she stuck with me from like went there, stood outside the bathroom door and kept it guarded while I changed clothes. Walked with me to the back of the church, got me settled, and like I knew people were gonna be waiting for me at the other end of it, only for she says, "All right, boo, you got this. All right, cool." And I go, my pastor, I realized I'm letting a lot of stuff go. And it wasn't but a couple of people I would have trusted to dip me in that water. And my pastor being one of them, it meant a lot. So I took the dip, got up, and Cece was waiting on the other end of me, at the other end for me. And I went to the back, stayed, changed clothes, waited, like literally, like went with me from beginning to end, like. And when I'm getting dipped in the water, mom's there, Jeremiah's there, like they're just there for some. They're like giving great amount of love and support because they've been a part of this journey the last couple of years. And it's like this was like it was intimate, it was special to me. Like I made the choice to just go and not really like it was just me. And it felt good. Um Leading up to it was like I'm letting go of a lot of things. And when I went under that water, what it felt like, it just I felt free. I felt free. It's like I've experienced a new level of peace leading up to it. I've experienced a new level of joy, but I've never experienced this feeling of freedom before. And I was like it felt good. And I remember just really just kept saying, I feel good, like I feel good. And even being told like I had a glow, like you're really glowing or shining, however whatever word that they used, that he used. It was like it felt good. So change clothes to the right hand of fellowship. And it's like when my pastor acknowledging just, you know, what that step was and how much I've been through and to still persevere, it meant a lot. And it was special. It was special. So I remember afterwards it was afterwards the after effects were amazing. I realized and I even said this. Like I didn't just take that dip for me. I took the dip for everyone attached to me. And even to the point to where I got up out that water and I was dripping and that water was dripping onto the ground. That was nothing but seeds hitting the ground. And it was just something to share with everyone attached to me because I realized I wasn't just taking that dip for me. I was taking that dip for me. I was taking that dip for my circle. I was taking that dip for those who I took that dip for everybody that's been a part of my journey. And I took it. I took it and I understood the gravity of what I was doing. And so the after effects. Ooh, the after effects. Um, I don't view people the same. I don't view me the same. I don't view life the same. I don't view life's challenges the same. I still have my temper. Every once I get real pissed off. But it's like not real pissed off, but I get pissed off. And sometimes Cecil tends to creep back in. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I even I got frustrated over the weekend and I called mom and I was like, I was just calling to see if you could pray for me. And even though she was in the middle of doing something, she did it. And I'm like, I understand what I carry, and I understand now I don't have to carry certain things by myself. And I understand it's okay. Like those same people that were there that watched me take that dip, like just like they were there to pray me through during the dip, they're gonna pray me through after the dip. So, like again, viewing people differently, like I don't I don't know. It's like it's crazy because even challenges, I understand people are gonna be where they're gonna be. And I understand like no matter how much I love a person, I can't love a person into change. I can love them through it. I can't love them into changing. They have to do it on their own. I can't love a person until they treat me right. Like I have to make the choice to have a cutoff. Like, hey, I love you, but I gotta love you from over here. I gotta love you from a place or love you at a safe distance to where you can't hurt me anymore. I'm learning that I'm sticking true to standing on business about myself. And I've been doing that a lot leading up to it. Even sticking up for myself. I stick up for myself a whole lot more. Just don't play with me. Please don't play with me. And I think people think like, once I took that dip I was gonna be soft. No. I'm even tougher. Like, don't play with me. Because like you're not gonna take me through what I've been through before and I feel the need to protect me a lot more. And I'm grateful. Even like I had this so funny, this thing popped up on Facebook and it was like, don't flip tables that I don't sit at tables that Jesus would have flipped. And I talk again about my favorite verse in the Bible being when Jesus flipped tables. And I'm also learning to where it's just like I need to get myself in order in so many different areas and be more serious about getting myself and keeping myself in order. And I have this thing to where if I bring the table, if I put food on the table, who are you to tell me when I can eat? And that doesn't have to necessarily apply to relationships, that applies to friendships. If you bring the emotional stability, the emotional support, the love, the care, and the concern, who are you to tell me when to eat? Who are you to tell me? Who are you to tell me that I can't love myself? Who are you to tell me? How do I let another person determine my self respect and my value? So yeah, those are the couple of things that have come across my mind and thoughts, and even like it's been a little difficult because I'm learning to say no in areas of my life, and I'm learning to slowly let go of people and let go of the attachments and let go of places that I thought were safe. And it's crazy because God revealed to me a lot of places I thought were safe havens were death traps. And I've had to apologize to myself a couple of times because people I thought were my safe place weren't really my safe place. Um, and I slacked on protecting myself, even moments where my emotions weren't a safe place for me. They were a death trap. And it's a part of my maturing, you know? So, yeah, that's the before, during, and the after. And it's like even like in that table thing that applies to family too. Like I remember, this is probably gonna sound bad. Um, I was spoken to about doing something, and I said I respectfully decline. And it's not a lack of love. It's not from a place of anger. It's a place from I never want to feel uncomfortable around people that I'm supposed to love and supposed to love me. So I graciously declined in a place of no love lost, but it's just, I'm going to love you from over here. I'm going to love y'all from over here. And yeah, some people may be offended by that or what I said, but if you're offended, ask yourself, why are you offended? And also ask yourself, do you make it your business to make sure that I'm comfortable? It's my responsibility, but are you sure you don't make me uncomfortable? But let's reel that back in. All right, little honey snooch. So, um, yeah, and I feel good about it. I feel good about making those decisions for myself. It's prompted discussions about baptism, and I've had a couple of conversations about seeing where people are in their own personal relationships, and I respect where everybody is in their situations and their relationships with God. That is free. That is you and your journey. Listen, I'm not going, because Jesus never forced a message down anybody's throat. He gave the message and went on about his business. I think the most Jesus did as far as getting in our business when he died on the cross for us. I'm grateful that he did. I'm grateful he got in my business with that one. But it's like I can't force God on anybody. I can't force a relationship with God on anybody. Like I can talk about it, and what you do with it, that is up to you, because my job is just to plant a seed, but also to be welcoming when the conversations are presented. A couple of conversations came up as far as, people saying they want to do it again or they want to do it. And I was asked, when's a good time to do it? When you want to, when you feel led to. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in do it before it's too late, but that whole concept, because I've had a couple of people say, I need to get right beforehand. Baby, listen, if you're waiting on getting right, then you'll never get in the water. Nobody will ever have a need to get in the water. And I've seen other people do the dip again, do the dip 2 or 3 times. I'm just going to do it just the second time, and that's it. Hopefully, God doesn't do it the third time. But that's just it for me, you know. I feel like I got what I needed. But that's me and my journey. So I recommend doing it on your own terms. Do it when you're ready. And if God tells you to do it, don't hesitate. Do it. Like if you and God are having discussions with God telling me be obedient, be obedient, and don't do it based on what anybody else says. Leave that between you and God. My only thing is again, if anybody's going to tell you to do it and you do it, let it be God. Let it be God. You know, even with me, like don't do it because I did it. Like if you look at it as just an example, if it makes you, if anything, don't look at my baptism as by me getting baptized again as a way of saying, oh, I need to go and do a dip. No, if anything, let me me getting baptized again make you ask, well, why did he do it? Why did he do it? And what conversations did he have with God that made him want to do it again? Let that prompt you to build your own relationship with God so you can evaluate where you are in your own relationship with God, you know, to make you sit there and say, all right, this is what I want to do, you know, like let what I did prompt you to do your own self reflection and then do your own, have your own conversations with God and sit there and say, okay, God, where are we? Let it prompt the dialogue between you and God, if anything else. All right. And if you take the dip or you take the dip again, go for it. By all means, baby, do you. I just don't want people to do it because they see me doing it. I'd rather see it encourage them to build a relationship so they can find out for themselves why I did it. All right. So, what's another thing I wanted to talk about in regards to the dip? Oh, so some people sat there and said, okay, does this mean you're not gay no more? Baby, listen, let me explain something to you. I'm a firm believer. Like, I don't know what God has in store for me. I don't know what God will have me tomorrow. I can only speak for who I am today. But that dip didn't do that for me. That wasn't the purpose of that dip for me. That wasn't why I did it, you know? So, if people are trying to figure out, does this mean he's not gay no more? Sorry, I still am. But again, I'm still in my journey. I'm still in my walk. This was just a milestone in my walk for me, you know? But I just want to encourage you guys. Um, like it was special to me. It was special. It was personal. It was private. Um, and I'm glad I did it how I did it, and I wouldn't change how I did it. I wouldn't change where I did it. I would not change who was there from beginning to end that day. I would not change my decision. It was healthy. It was special. It was beautiful, and I'm happy. I am happy. I hope that everybody can experience that for themselves. You know, I hope that everybody could. I just hope that people get to a place to where they're not ashamed of their relationship with God, and they're not ashamed of where that relationship with God will take them. They're not ashamed of what God is going to do in their life. They're not ashamed to sit there and say, like, even like me, like, I'm not ashamed of where I am. And another thing I wanted to touch on, I'm glad I kept going because I thought about this earlier. One thing that also changed was expectations. I've learned to not live for people's expectations of me or for me. Because if we went expectation for expectations, we'd both be failing. Clock it. But no, like I don't live for people's expectations anymore. I've set expectations for myself. And I live up to the expectations that God and myself have set for me. I have people who are proud of me, encourage me, and push me to be better. And they push me to be happy, but they don't set an expectation for me based on their definition of what makes them happy, you know? And I used to live so stuck on people's expectations of what they felt like I should do, who they thought I should be. And I was so miserable. I was so unhappy. And I've tapped into just doing what's best for me. Love who I want to love. I go where I want to go. I chill where I want to chill. I do what I want to do. And I don't care who approves or doesn't approve. Like expectations, people, I mean, I get parents have their expectations of their kids, but again, if we put expectation for expectation, hey, we're both failing each other's expectations. Look at us. Twins. But that was so petty. But expectations, live set expectations for yourself and understand expectations doesn't mean be hard on yourself. Like set realistic expectations, like being happy, loving yourself, putting yourself first. That those are the expectations that you should set for yourself. Money is great, but money won't make you happy. Like when I got my settlement this year, I was like, I just kept saying in therapy, I hate what money does to people. I hate what it does to people. I hate how it makes people, when you don't have it, people look down on you. When they have it, you have it. They put you on this pedestal and they want to love you. And it was kind of like, where was the love when I didn't have it? Where was the love when I didn't have it and I needed it the most? Talk about that another day. Clock it. But it's like expectations, like set an expectation again to love yourself, to be happy, to put yourself first, or to hold yourself in the higher regards. Because money comes and goes, fame comes and goes, family, they come and go, friends come and go, relationships come and go. God is the only one that does not leave or go anywhere. Like you can tell other people to leave and they'll leave. God's the only one that's like you're like, okay, God leave. God's just like, huh, who? Me? Nah, I don't think so. And it's like, yeah. So that is my take on my baptism, what it's done for me, how it's made me. I'm still learning and navigating through these new feelings, these new emotions, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So, as you guys can see, I got my mic, I got my hoodie, I got my ring light. Like I have these tools, and I got them and invested in them to help with me as I build this brand. And I gotta, and again, through this baptism, being more committed, being more focused, and really being about these things that are important to me. So, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. I will see you all. Thank you for watching. Oh, so I'm thinking about doing a live, right, on a Saturday. And I need to know when you guys think I should do it. And if I do this live, would you come? So I need to know because I'm excited. Like it was suggested to do a live, and it's like that'd be a dope way to gain some followers, or just to gain more interaction, more dialogue, and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna do it sometime this month. Well, I'll try to. What do you guys think? What do you guys suggest? Or is it something you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? Because I figured out during this live, well, I figured out with my producer during this live. Yes, I have one of those my choices. Um, so in this live, I'm gonna be just having conversations, doing dialogues. I'm gonna, if people want to be added in, add them in, talk to them. It's just gonna be just a conversation. And I think convos. No, I think Carlos King has that. Mm, sipping jewels with the king. That's what we'll call it. Sipping jewels with the king. That's cute. I need to figure out how to get a flyer for it because that's what I'm gonna call it. Sipping jewels with the king. Yeah. All right. So, I love you all. I will see you all later. Have a great day. I'm at 40, over 40 followers, subscribers. So let's get some more. All right. I keep setting the ball higher and higher, and I'm gonna keep setting the ball higher and higher. So I love you all. I will see y'all later.